Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry 2nd Edition, and today we're going to take a look at the Stormcast Eternals, and in particular the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber. In this video we're going to go through, talk about all the things that the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber does, what it makes it special through all the Stormcast warbands, and then we'll take a look at where to begin, and then some other units once we've made those initial purchases to look to use to expand upon these initial units. Finally, we'll finish off the video with a little sample warband for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber Stormcast Eternals warband in Warcry. And so, like all of these warbands, you can find the rules free to download on Warhammer Community. I'll put a link down in the video's description where you can go have a look at this and all of the Warcry warbands for the game, excluding the brand new two, which you'll find in the Warcry box set. Now, what are these Stormcast? These are the Scout Stormcast. I guess some people would call them the second wave, but I guess they're the last of the first wave as well in many aspects of the Stormcast. They are the ones with all the cloaks, all the sort of more bestial ones, the scout versions. Now this is a Stormcast force that has good movement, which is something a lot of Stormcast generally don't have. You've got quite a few different flying units, and you've got a couple of cavalry options in there as well, like your Vanguard Paladors and the Lord Aquila. On top of this, nearly every model in the range has some sort of ranged attack, which is really nice. You can definitely lean into range. What makes this Warrior Chamber special as well is you've got some of the beast fighters, so you've got things like Griffhounds, which a lot of the fighters and a lot of the warbands for Stormcast can use, but these ones really make the best use of them, and they really play into the way this warband wants to play. Along with this, you've also got Aetherwings, and you've got other bestial mounts as well, like the Vanguard Paladors that mounts the Griff Chargers. Like all Stormcast as well, your reaction allows you to deal damage to nearby enemies when destroyed, which is great because you are generally a rather elite force. Even if you are, the scout version of the Stormcast, you're still quite elite, meaning you can deal damage when you die, which is really useful. And so to get started with, I think there's definitely quite a few good options for your lead options for this particular Stormcast warband, but one I really do like is the Knight Zephyros. Pretty cheap at 200 renown. You're going to get 28 wounds and toughness 5, which is pretty cool, and you're also going to get a lot of attacks, both at range with 3 attacks at strength 4, 1, 4, and then 4 attacks at strength 4, 2, 4 on the damage. On top of this, you can also use the double lightning fast strikes, which is why I really like it. Its ability is going off on the double, meaning you can add the value of this ability, rounding up half of it to the attacks characteristic of your next melee attack action, meaning you can get quite a few attacks coming out of the model. Now, alongside this model, the Vanguard Raptors, I think, are a great place to start with a box set. You're going to get so many different unit options out of this box set. First of all, you have, obviously, the 2 Vanguard Raptor builds. You can have either the Long Strike Crossbow or the Hurricane Crossbows. Now, the Long Strike Crossbow is slightly cheaper at 195 compared to the 210 renown of the Hurricane. Your Long Strike has a single shot at strength 5, 410 on the damage. You heard that right, 410. 10 is the crit damage of that shot. You then have 3 shots on the Hurricane Crossbow with strength 4 to 6 on the damage, which is really nice as well. And of course, you've both obviously got leader options for both these units. Now, the big thing here, you've got a triple for rapid fire for those Hurricane Crossbows to add 2 to your next attacks, and you've got a quad for aim strike for the Long Strike, where until the end of this activation, you add the value of this ability to the damage points allocated by each hit and critical hit for the fighter, meaning you can get a decent amount of shots out. Lastly, in this box set, you've also got Aetherwings. Nothing to write home about, only defense of 2 and 6 wounds, but they do have a cool ability called Warning Cry, where a fighter can make this reaction after an enemy fighter finishes a move action visible to the fighter within 6 inches of this fighter as a reaction. And until the end of the battle round, you can reroll 1 dice during the attack actions made by friendly fighters that target that fighter. So effectively, if someone moves in range, your Aetherwing squawks, and it alerts all the other troops to get bonuses against them. Where do we go to next? And looking at other hero options, I really like the Knight Venator. He's going to build into that sort of range play, and he can be a little bit expensive at 325 points. Now, 3 attacks at strength 4, 1, 4 on the damage in combat with 28 wounds and toughness 5. He also does fly, which is really great. Now, we've got 3 shots at range with strength 4, 2, 6 on the damage, which is really nice. But then his big thing is the Star-Faded Arrow, where you pick a visible enemy fighter within 20 inches of this fighter and roll a dice. On the roll of a 3 to 4, you allocate 3 damage points, where on the roll of a 5, allocate 6. On the roll of a 6, allocate 10 damage points to the enemy fighter. So a really powerful ability on the triple there. Now, alongside this, we've got sort of our baseline troops, and I think these are really important for your warband to have, which are Vanguard Hunters. They're definitely going to be the ones that are going to go around, grab objectives, and move up the field, especially alongside something like Knight Zephyros or stuff like that. The Vanguard Hunters are pretty basic Stormcast troops, especially for the Warrior Chamber. And so you're going to have 3 attacks at strength 4. Both of these are at range and in combat, so they've got, a decent amount of versatility. 1-4 on the damage for their ranged attacks and 2-4 in combat. Vanguard Paladors are another option. These are your cavalry unit. You can see to the bottom left. You're going to have a couple of different options with either your shock hand axes, which are going to pack out 4 attacks at strength 4, 2-4 on the damage, or you're going to have the Star Strike Javelins, which are going to have 3 attacks at strength 4, 2-5 on the damage. So it's really up to you how you wish to run them. Lastly, Griffhounds are obviously a great thing. Their darting attack ability, their ability to move into fights and then disengage for free, is really cool, allowing them to just be an absolute nuisance for your opponent. And so here we have our sample warband for the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber. We've gone with Knight Zephyros as the champion. I think this is just a cheap option for the champion. You've definitely got other options in there, I think, but really I think you're spending too many points on a lot of the other options for the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber, and the Knight Zephyros for me does a lot for its points. If I was having to pick something else, I'd probably start going and looking at like a Vanguard Hunter or a Vanguard Raptor Prime. None of the other heroes would sort of fit for me. And then fighter-wise, we've got Vanguard Hunter in here, really important for objective grabbing, going to be working alongside the Knight Zephyros. And then we've got the 2 Vanguard Raptors, one of each build, a long strike and a hurricane crossbow in there. These will deal with different threats, you're needing that long strike to potentially deal damage to stronger opponents. And then we've got a Griffhound in there as well, along with an Aetherwing. I think is a really nice blend of troops and their bestial companions. 980 renown out of 1,000. You've definitely got a few points to play with here. 106 wounds is certainly on the light side, especially for Stormcast. You're really playing into that shooting. You're wanting to make sure you take down enemy units before they get into your lines and get things off the table with your shooting, and then use your Zephyros to really clean up house in close combat. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, drop us a comment down below in the comment section and let us know what you enjoyed about the video and what you'd like to see more of on the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here we have at Sinful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is our Patreon and YouTube members, where you can go to help support the channel and allow us to keep doing what we're doing. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lauer, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and Giappy390. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nicofar, Robin Mankiller, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now, everyone.